Alright guys, welcome to today's tutorial. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to install this Flutter script directly from codecanyon.net. So what you want to go ahead to do is go to your preferred browser just the way it is, type codecanyon.net. Now, this is a Demandium multi-provider on-demand handyman home service application. It also has this admin panel included in the script. So you want to go ahead to look at all of these and read through them and know the features of the script. So getting started with um, how to purchase the script, you just want to go ahead to add the script to cart. And once you click on this, you're gonna sort of like see a pop-up. All right, so we have things like license type and quantity, and then this is the name of the script. So you just want to go ahead and click on checkout. Now when you click on checkout, you're going to be redirected to a place where you have to input your credentials, provide your credentials, and then you can start purchasing the script. It's a straightforward process. We're not going to be going through that in this video, but like I said, it's a straightforward process. We already have purchased this script, so we cannot do it a second time. So once you're done with that, know or identify the location where you sort of like installed or downloaded the script into, because you're gonna need it when you try to open it. Now that that is done, the next thing that we need to do is to sort of get the required tools, and in order to run our Flutter script on our local machine, we need tools like Flutter SDK itself. We also need the IDE that we need to use, that is our integrated development environment, which in our case is going to be Visual Studio Code. If you have Android Studio, it's still a good one, but Visual Studio Code is what we're going to be using in this video. Alright, so what you go ahead to do is go to docs.flutter.dev/install, and here you're gonna go to the Flutter official documentation site, and we just want to go ahead to do the quick start, which is recommended. So here we have setup and test drive Flutter. So first of all, you need to select your development platform. What OS are you using? So in my case, I'm going to be selecting Windows. We're going to skip the second step, which is download prerequisite software. We are going to skip this. We don't need to install Git in this. We're not going to be using it. So we're going to skip installation of Git. However, download and install Visual Studio Code is one of the things that we're going to do, but later after we are done installing our Flutter SDK. Alright, so we want to go ahead to install and set up Flutter manually. So I don't want to do the VS Code version of it because we don't have VS Code at the time. So we're going to go through the link to install Flutter manually. There's a pro tip here that says if you've never set up or developed an app with Flutter before, it's good and advisable to use this link to get started with Flutter first before coming over here. So let's get started. Choose a development platform. Windows is selected, and then we're skipping this, we're skipping this. We come to install and set up Flutter, and then we download the SDK bundle, which is here. So I'm just going to click on this to begin my download. It just begins my download here. And once the download is complete, you want to go ahead and create a new folder where you want to sort of store your Flutter SDK, and your folder structure should look like this, where you call it develop or something unique. But there's a keynote here that says select a location that doesn't have special characters. So see how this is just straightforward without some of those special characters that are there. So you don't need those special characters, just make it good. The third step we have here is to extract the SDK. So what you want to go ahead to do is to replace SDK with the path to the bundle you downloaded, and then also replace the destination directory with the path to the folder you want the extracted SDK to be in. So this is just the command. Alright, so this is a typical command that you need to copy. Then it's gonna basically look like this. So this is your SDK path, you know, then that's the zip path, and then this is your develop, which is the new folder directory path that you already have. So the next thing is to add your Flutter to your environment variables. So you um, navigate to your environment variables, and the way to do that is to use this command here. Go to advanced system settings by the bottom right of the model that pops up, and then you want to go ahead to add the Flutter SDK bin to your path. So if your path entry already exists, all you need to do is to double click on it and then edit the path variable, and then just paste in your exact bin path. If it doesn't exist, you just need to click on new. In the variable name box, you call it path, just the way it is here. In the variable value, you can now paste your um, directory path. And then all you need to do is to click on OK 3 times just to confirm this, and apply your changes. So how you're going to validate this setup is when you try the command Flutter version as well as Dart version, and there's no issues, then um, you're going to see like it's going to return the version numbers of this Flutter and Dart. So that means you're good to go. So the next thing we want to do now is to get our Visual Studio Code, and all I need to do right now is to just go back, hit back on where we started, and that is going to be under our download prerequisite software. The option 2, sorry about that. There's some 2 that says install and set up Visual Studio Code. So I'm just going to click on the link to navigate me down there. Um, So here it is, code.visualstudio.com/docs/setup/setup overview. Then you want to go ahead and click on download. Alright, so download, and once you click on download, you're going to select the option. For my case, I'm going to be selecting Windows here, and then your download is going to get started. You just need to select the path, the folder you want to store it, and then go ahead and save. So once your download is ready and completed, you want to go ahead and open your Visual Studio Code on your local machine and try to locate your downloaded script, and then try to run the script. So let's go ahead and do that now. Yeah, this is our code. This is the project script that we have. And so what I'm going to go ahead to do is to show you a couple of things before we get started. You see, we have in our folder structure, we have the Android assets, iOS, lib folder, and all of these. We also have our postgre.yaml, which is where we have our dependencies stored or defined. We have to set up our assets folder here, and then also set up our font and all of that. So we have a README file. Then inside the lib folder, we have a main.dart. So we have a couple of all of this here. So all we need to do right now is trigger the command in order to try to run this. So first of all, let's try to Flutter clean this. So we're gonna Flutter clean command. And once your clean is successful, you want to go ahead and say Flutter pop get. This is gonna reinstall and get or fetch all of those dependencies. Yeah, now don't worry about the red I know everywhere is just showing red now. So this is because we sort of Flutter cleaned the product, and what PubGet is going to do is to get all of these dependencies back because we're going to be using them, and the packages, and then all of these errors should be gone in a bit. So the next thing you want to do is to select your preferred emulator. So in my case, I'm going to be using a physical device. I'm going to be using a physical device. So I'm just going to plug it in and then try to select it. Or you could select any of these emulators. So I'm selecting that. And then you want to go ahead and say Flutter run. So we want to Flutter run this project in our physical device. So once that is done, you get to see the live application of your purchase script, and you'll be able to test around with it. So that is how to purchase a script from codecanyon.net and also run it on your Visual Studio Code. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.